If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question: how do I approach a really hot girl even though I'm shy as hell? Answer by Andrew Gumpers. The problem is the special category in your mind, really hot girl. If the girl fits that category, your anxiety goes through the roof. The advice of others is correct. Speak to her like you would speak with anyone else, but their advice is missing one important thing. Until you reduce the anxiety, that isn't possible. So how to reduce the anxiety? The best way to reduce anxiety is to practice. Practice by speaking to strangers in a no-pressure environment. The easiest and cheapest way to practice is to chit-chat with every girl you encounter, checking groceries at the supermarket, making coffee at Starbucks, or waiting your table at a restaurant. Your goal is not to date them, but to have 1 to 2 minutes of friendly banter and conversation. Smile, make eye contact, say hello, and ask a question like, "How is your day going?" Listen to her response and then try to find something in what she said that you can build on. Even better is finding something specifically about her that you can ask about. If she is wearing a t-shirt for a local sports team, you have your in. "Did you see that game last night?" If she is wearing an interesting piece of jewelry, ask where she got it. In a restaurant, ask a question about the menu, like "What would you recommend?" Pay attention to the emotional vibe you get in return. Does she seem bubbly and outgoing, happy to talk? Or does she seem withdrawn, trying to say as little as possible? When she is done preparing your coffee or checking your groceries, say, "Have a nice day," and move on. It doesn't matter if the girl you practice with is attractive, or even age appropriate. You can improve your skills by chatting with anyone. Just rehearse the basic skills of making initial contact with a stranger, smiling, eye contact, ice-breaking question, good listening, and reading her emotional reaction to your contact. The more practice, the easier it becomes to strike up a conversation with anyone, hot or not, anywhere and at any time. When you feel ready, try exactly the same tactic with the hot girls you want to date. Good luck and best wishes. Answer by Karen Kumar. Concept: greater than the thoughts produce changes in our body. Micro changes greater than the subconscious mind controls our body. Conscious mind's decisions/thoughts/set phrases make a command for the subconscious. Conscious mind set foundations for the subconscious to make it work within it. Greater than example: when you are jealous of someone, greater than subconsciously you create your image smaller than the person and thus limit your growth. Instead, focus on manifesting the person's chi of life flowing in yours about his success. Body will make changes to achieve it automatically by following to make an image and working towards achieving what you like about him to achieve. The subconscious mind controls 95% of how our circumstances manifest, and our beliefs shape our lives. The power of the subconscious is about 1,000,000 times greater than our conscious mind. Bruce Lipton, Ph.D. Solution suggestions: greater than make an image about yourself being friendly. Greater than clear your mind and affirm yourself like "I am attractive." This video may help you clear long set bad beliefs and thoughts in your subconscious about your self-image. Note: what are subliminal messages? Explanation and evidence. What is subliminal message? Tips for approaching the girls. Do's and don'ts. Greater than notice the thought that came to your mind that she's hot, then change it to "she is just a new friend prospect. I am fun and friendly." This will make your image strong in your mind when you'll start the conversation. Greater than always approach standing at an angle to 45 degrees to her and ask an open-ended question. X: "Hi, I couldn't resist myself to ask your name, you are so adorable." "Hi, my name is." Greater than don't talk about rape, religion, abortion, politics, or exes. Do talk about fort, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Greater than keep yourself in the conversation and enjoy it. Hope this helps. Keep yourself with real charm, thoughts, and approach. It works. Consider my suggestions as base for whatever you want to achieve in your life as well. Answer by Jay Bazinati. In my opinion, the difference between a hot girl and an average or regular girl is an illusion that you've created in your mind. Could you approach an average girl easier than a hot girl? Why? In order to be successful, you have to win the war in your mind. You have to accept that you are as equal in value to the hot girl as the average girl. The reason you are shy is because you are going up to her as a supplicant instead of as an equal. You are essentially begging her to go out with you, or do you a favor in going out with you because she is hot and you don't feel good enough to be with her. If you don't feel you are good enough, then why should she? That shit has to stop today. If you cannot convince yourself that you are as good a person as any hot girl, then you are never going to get what you want. Your issue is self-esteem. You see her as desirable and yourself as undesirable or less desirable. It's an illusion. You are as desirable as she is. She is the same as any woman, even if her outward appearance seems more desirable. This goes back to self-confidence. Self-confidence is nothing more than believing in yourself, a thing that can never be taught. You have to convince yourself and believe that you are a good and desirable man, and certainly good enough for her. You have to believe it. You have to win the battle in your head. Perhaps you are shy. This makes the encounter a little more difficult at first, but that's just because you haven't fully convinced yourself you're equal to her. You are still going up to her as a beggar, seeking her pity, seeking her forbearance, seeking her favor. This is wrong. You are not a beggar and you are not less than she is. Stand up straight and square your shoulders. Walk right up to her. Look her only in the eye. Don't smile too much. Say to her, "Hi, my name is Jay. What's your name?" Just by asking that question, you have put yourself in a superior position. One of two things are going to happen. She's going to say, "Hi, Jay, my name is Adele," or she's going to say, "Why the fuck are you speaking to me?" If he says the first, then you engage in small talk for a while. The goal is to make her smile or laugh. Then she will be interested in talking more. Talk about her or the weather or something stupid you didn't do it in chunks for 1 minute. Don't focus on any topic for too long and let her do the talking. Then you're off to the races. It's a battle you have won in your head. And you can win it. But the second alternative is that she rejects you. Okay, it sucks. But so what? You reject women all the time, passing them over for someone else. It's going to happen to you, too. It's often a numbers game. But how she does it teaches you something too. If she is kind or embarrassed, maybe she is shy too. Maybe you just aren't attracted to her. That is a fair discriminator. Oftentimes women reject the stranger, not the man. So it's not you she's rejecting, it's the concept of a strange man approaching her. Something that would be intimidating to anyone if the setting isn't right. But if she's kind in her rejection, that tells you something about her too. If she is crude or ridicules you or puts you down in her rejection, then you have learned two valuable things. 1. She is a bitch and you dodged the bullet, and 2. Hot girls can be just as bitchy as average girls. See? Beauty is an illusion. And it's a burden for her, too, because guys are always trying to meet her, but she doesn't know if it's because she's hot. Do they just want to be with a hot girl for their own selfish ends, or it's because of who she is as a person? It's easy to be attracted to a hot person, but even if you meet them, you have to qualify whether they have the values you want in a woman. Unless you just want to sleep with her and that just makes you an asshole user who is one more person fucking her up. And by the way, here's the thing about rejection, it won't kill you. It stings for a minute, but less than a bee, and then you forget it and move on. And guess what? Women, well, people in general, are fickle as hell. Just because she said no to you today, she might say yes to you tomorrow for whatever reason comes into her pretty little head that day. She's mad at her mother. She's lonely. She's horny now. She wants to teach some guy lesson. She observed you and saw you were nice. Or anything. No means no at that moment only. After some time passes, you can ask again. And there's every chance she will change her mind. Beautiful, hot women are no different than average women, but you have to believe in yourself to see that. It's perfectly acceptable to want a hot woman in your life, but remember that what's on the outside is no indication of what they are inside. I once dated a supermodel who was totally on fire, and who was the biggest bitch I ever met. When I broke up with her, it was a happy day for me. And it did wonders for my ego that it was me doing the big breaking up. That's when you know you have reached a plateau in your self-esteem. Because all my friends were telling me I was an idiot and that I would never find a girl as hot as her again, and so on. But she was so awful and selfish that it just wasn't worth it. It would have been nice if she was hot and nice. But she wasn't. As the trope goes, no matter how hot she is, somewhere some guy is tired of putting up with her shit. And it can be true. But in order to succeed with any woman, you have to believe you are as good as her, inside and out. It's a battle you must win in your head, and then you can do it. I am not saying it's not hard at first, especially for shy people or introverts. But the choice is to accept the love you think you deserve instead, and it's always better to have higher expectations, even if you don't succeed. Even if you are lying in the gutter, you can reach for the stars. If you reach for the stars, you might not quite get one, but you won't end up with a handful of mud, either. Leah Burnett, and you are not lying in the gutter. You're much better than that, but first you must win that battle in your head.